Dude, you got this from Bingo Customs. Oh, dude, you are lucky. Well,
That's amazing.
yeah, I've seen freaking pictures of this. How much?
I've teased this review for a long while now, with snippets of video on here, posts on Instagram and Facebook, and by flaunting this thing around like a kid with the new Mustang. But now, here it is. This is the full review of the Bingo Airsoft Designs AS5, the strangest gun I've ever reviewed for so many reasons. I've had this HPA gun in my possession now for about 4 months, and in that time I've taken it to a lot of big games and fields around my town so people could, check it out. And I have a bit to say that could ultimately change how this project ends out. But you guys can definitely make comments or give your opinions on this Bingo custom gun in this video, because I know its builder and designer will be reading as many of those judgments as he can. But now, let me show you what this Bingo Airsoft Designs Advanced System 5 features and what it's made out of. I got my San Antonio repping glass of OJ and a snack, and I'm ready for this review, but yeah, no duh, the body is obviously 3D printed. And it's made out of thick plastic, so it's not taped together or a mess of wobbly parts. Being the world's first ever fully 3D printed airsoft gun and being a Bingo custom gun, you should know very well if you're a veteran HPA user that this is not made to fall apart or to let a player down who holds high expectations for the money they hand over for a new platform. In my eyes, this is the gun that can be used as the easiest LMG rig, and here's why. If you've noticed, there is no visible mag well, and if I can blow your mind for a second, by popping it open this door, this is your hopper, and it can hold 3,000 BVs. Just open it up, dump a bottle in, and you're ready to go. It's kind of like an upsized high cap magazine or a box mag that you see on M249s, M60s, or other guns like that. But with one huge upside that many of those guns don't feature stock. You might expect this gun to be rattling constantly like any old high cap magazine, but it can't do that with foam padding surrounding the walls of the hopper. And as long as you hold the trigger, you'll have a winded and loaded system. An easy way to make sure of this would be to fire once in semi, but keep the trigger depressed to wind the system. But this would all be running on a 9-volt battery that can be found under this small plate. This can be seen as a con since you do have to run 2 types of different batteries, but I was told that a converter will be produced so you can always just use another small LiPo battery to replace the 9-volt connectors, and then the connections will be rerouted to the inside of the handguard. And as a bonus, the connections inside run on a special circuit, so you can just drop the battery in either way for it to power the hopper. All this just in the back, and you get a thick rubberized booty to go against your shoulder. How about the trigger group though? Well, it's all basic, with the body being all one piece apart from the upper, but you do get an ambidextrous fire selector. This is an electronically run selector that features the normal safe, semi, and full auto, and it sticks in place whenever you move it to a selection. Taking a look down under the grip, you might find this little sliding door that will expose your connections to power the included fusion engine inside. The space inside is tight, but you should have no problem fitting an 11.1 LiPo or any other small LiPo you like. And just to solve any future problems, this hole will help you feed a zip tie inside to terminate lock your gun. Then up front to round off the lower, the AS5 would have a sub 4-inch underrail for grips, bipods, and whatever else. This is fine and all, but I don't think 4 inches is good enough to me. I'm fine with it myself because a foregrip is all I usually use, but for those who like to deck out their guns, this might be a little bit subpar or underwhelming. And I guess you could always just take the lower away from the upper with the push of this button and pushing up on this lever. So you could always swap between other lowers. Oh yeah, that is a bit neat. Future AS5s are already being worked on with other HPA engines, and even with an M249 mech box, just in case you want to do things AEG style. I really like how easy all this breaks down. I can even slide the inner barrel and hop up out in just under 10 seconds, making quick teching and jamming the norm with the AS5. And all sorts of personalization is being thought of for this gun, like engravings, nameplates, and Velcro panels. Might as well just add clan tags and emblems too while we're at it. Now for the upper receiver, we'll start up front by saying that the AS5 features 14mm counterclockwise threads on a 13-inch M4 style outer barrel, which is capped by a plastic flash hider exclusive to the AS5. Looking down the barrel, we can see that there's a lot of open space in the handguard, so the news of connection conversions being made for the handguard is not much of a surprise. On the handguard, we again see rail segments of 5 inches this time for other attachments, but atop is the major rail of 19 inches. Now these rails are made of the same plastic as the body, so I'm not afraid of these breaking apart. But the top rail does have a couple issues, the first of which being that it's not one piece or even two piece. The rail itself is comprised of 3 segments and they all wobble left and right slightly. This can really throw off someone who sights in their scopes and sights to the finest inch, so this is something that can be worked on. And as you could expect, behind this little door you would find your hop-up adjuster that's M4 style. And with the hop-up and barrel that Bingo himself, Rudy Hilado, included, I was seeing the beautiful 250-foot shots that can make players hate HPA guns. but not because they rain major pain on other players with such high FPSs or ROFs. I don't know what Rudy did here, but with .28s and a little bit of tweaking, Connor made this the most annoying gun at the Mission Airsoft field in San Antonio. He was able to make the AS5 shoot at a low 270 feet per second with a .2, but with .28s the range was almost unfair to go against. No one complained about being lit up, but more of not being able to go toe to toe against the AS5, so whenever someone got behind Connor, some rage was shown against him.
Hit! I'm hit!
A true testament or example of what can be done with the AS5 or any properly built HPA gun. And with its relatively short length, CQB games are also very doable as seen by Little Superman here. But for a version 2 Polarstar variant like the one I have, you're looking at a $750 gun. Plans for this gun are already stacking, but it takes your opinions to one up the original over and over, so what do you think? Is this already overpowered? Is this oversimplified because of the hopper? Is this something that should have been done earlier, or should Rudy just scrap this idea altogether? Make sure to write your comments down below so Rudy can see them, and maybe one day you might see one of these on your field. Altogether, I love this gun for what it is, and so does anyone who really gets to shoot it. People have hated on the AS5 in front of me, but after a bit of info sharing and some time behind the trigger, I was able to change their minds. It may not be made of metal, it might feel light at around 6 pounds, and it might be different from anything else you've seen before, but this may become the new thing to come in the future of Airsoft. Now I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see your comments down below, but remember to check the description for links to the Bingo Airsoft pages where you can find even more information about what you've seen here today. But until that next video drops from the city of San Antonio, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I'll be sure to see you all next time.
Thing's a damn laser.
bingo guns?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Hose me up. I want to shoot it.
Again, guys.
That thing's reaching that far.
Yeah.
Ooh. Space gun. Heck yeah. I like it, I like it, I like it. Yeah?